So if you can imagine, they don't emote, right? So they don't feel fear, which is why they think they're superior. So they all have a strong sense of entitlement. So they don't experience joy. They have a psychological anger, which is more like, I liken it to a predatory animal having its meat taken away from it. If they get thwarted in getting what they want, or if someone tries to expose them, you can see that. But apart from that, they really don't emote. And there's other studies that have shown that perspiration responses, heart rate responses, not just brain scans. And so if you don't emote, then what pulls your chain? You know, again, they're just completely different to the rest of the population. They're motivated by this control of people's behaviours, of people's minds, of people's actions, of people's emotions. They're a completely different animal to us, to the rest of us.
Yeah, you know, and I mistook in my life a few times, you know, dealing with sort of spiritual leaders, I mistook the calm for some kind of evolved state of being, and only later realized, no, the calm was because they weren't feeling most of what I was feeling. They were barely feeling anything. And I looked at that as like, oh, they've gotten past the things I'm struggling with, not realizing they just don't struggle with those things.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And that came out in a huge way in my data, that they're just cold. They're just not there. And so they're constantly double processing. They learn how to behave and how to respond appropriately. In fact, some go to church early on to learn from church just how they're meant to react to things and respond to things, and they observe other people's behaviours. And when they're in conversations, they're double processing the content of the dialogue as well as how they should react. And some of them that are very intelligent and very accomplished, CEOs, board directors, surgeons, etc., dark personalities, some of them don't even put on the act. Some religious leaders, they're just dull. You know, it's called shallow affect. There's not a lot going, you know, but normally they do put on facades. And some of them have several different facades that they use, or masks that's sometimes referred to, that they'll use. But it's all put on. It's all an act.